Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Welcome, guys. It's Dan the Man, aka Daniel's son, and we're talking Furiosa. And yes, Furiosa did flop and bomb at the box office. And it breaks my heart because watching the film, just my overall thoughts. If you haven't heard my overall thoughts, I think this is the first time me saying it, but Furiosa is a fantastic George Miller film. It's a great installment in the franchise, which is kind of crazy. We've gotten so many films from this legendary director and just overall this franchise itself, because Mad Max is such a strange, unique world. And with the flop of Furiosa and George Miller wanting to do another prequel for Max's story, the Tom Hardy story, before we get to Fury Road, called Wasteland, it's not looking too good. If they don't do a film, they might do a series. Who knows? But it didn't make. Furiosa was supposed to make money, and there's a lot of elements to why it didn't. It came out too late. Yeah, George Miller actually suing Warner Brothers for getting money back from Fury Road. That's a whole different story. The Lightning, even with Fury Road, it wasn't a box office hit. None of these films are never a box office hit. So it's a strange tale of Mad Max. And watching all the films, it's just crazy how we got so many films and even an amazing video game at that. But that's another story at another time. What I wanted to talk about is, if this is the final swan song to this universe, to this crazy built world that George Miller actually built it up even more in Furiosa, I think this is an absolutely way to go for this director, for this story. I don't think that, hey, if I would love to get more. I would love to get more. I would love to get more of Tom Hardy's Mad Max, maybe an old man Mad Max with Mel Gibson. There is a reason why they didn't bring back Mel Gibson, and he's like how old already? But the action in this in Furiosa is still top notch. More CGI, you could tell, used in this film than Fury Road. I don't think you could really top Fury Road. That was just prime George Miller, prime editing, prime everything. Simple story, but it was a masterpiece. And I think Furiosa may not be a masterpiece, but it's a fantastic installment to the franchise. And I think it's a great way to end George Miller's, at least big screen films for the Mad Max universe. I could still see this even as an anime. I think an anime would be a great route to go, especially if you're at this time of this recording, a Terminator series is actually coming out. That is an anime series. And I think that's the way to go in some of these kind of old IP. I think with the medium like anime, video games, I think there's another life for these kind of franchises. And for George Miller, I think that's the perfect way. And he loves his video games. I think I know he wasn't happy with the Mad Max video game, but if you're going to do another outlet, you could either do another video game for Mad Max and tell the story. You could either do also, like I said, an anime series, or you can go the route like a lot of people are and doing TV or doing a streaming show like on Max or something like that. But going back to Furiosa, man, watching this movie, it's a long movie. It does feel its length at certain points. But Anya Taylor-Joy, I love this actress. I think she absolutely killed it. Dude, I think she was as good as Charlize Theron. In the acting department, yes. But did I feel like she was the Furiosa that we get to know later on in Fury Road? No. I did feel like it's kind of like different characters. But she still did a stellar job. And if it wasn't even Furiosa, this wasn't called Furiosa, I think that character that she portrayed, or her portraying Furiosa, it just feels like a whole different character. Chris Hemsworth was amazing in this film. I think he was a highlight. I really don't much care for Chris Hemsworth. I think he's a likable guy. I think some roles he's really good at, but when it comes to him being a megastar, I'm not going out there to see his movies, but I think he really had fun with this film and he did an amazing job for what he was given. The action in here is still, man, the chase sequence in the very beginning of the movie, the middle part of the also another chase sequence with the big diesel truck with a fake Mad Max. That was a phenomenal action scenes. So everything about this film, is it better than Fury Road? No. Is it up to par with Fury Road? I wouldn't even say that either. But it's right there. It's on its ass. And I think if we don't get any more Mad Max films, this is where we should leave it. If we didn't do video games, if we didn't do TV shows, if we didn't even do the anime concept, leave it here. Let it go. Let's go through this. Let that big ass monster truck ride through the sunset, because I think this is the perfect film to cap off everything. I think the story is, it was cool to get the world building, to see Gastown, to see Immortal Joe, to see a lot of the War Boys, to see the world really expand. I think the little cameo is a little icing on the cake of Tom Hardy's version of Mad Max. It feels like it's tied up everything. It feels like it's just a nice little epilogue to Fury Road, even though it's a prequel. But for us, you can either watch it before you watch Fury Road or watch Fury Road and watch this. It just really does feel like you don't really need to tell any more. You don't need to tell any more stories. I don't need another prequel of Tom Hardy as Mad Max. I mean, I would embrace it, but do I really necessarily need it? No, I don't. I'm happy where we kind of left off here. Furiosa does deliver, and it's a great popcorn flick. So, thank you guys. I'm Dan Manic, Danny's son. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like it, and comment below. Would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this film franchise and Furiosa, the swan song, so to speak, of this movie, this franchise flopping, and maybe not being able to get any more films on the way in the future. Once again, grab a tick, grab a seat, make sure you got some good popcorn to eat. I'll see you at the cinema. Turn your phones off, people.